turmoil over the past few months ever since Rebecca Jimenez took a plea deal to avoid a felony charge for welfare fraud. That official election is in March 8th. We will be covering this for you. 2 young lives ending far too soon. Tonight, we're staying on top of the investigation of the deadly shooting at Independence High School. The deaths of the 2 15-year-olds, an apparent murder-suicide. And right now, a vigil about to get underway at the campus near 75th Avenue in Glendale. ABC 15's Raquel Cervantes joining us live from there. And Raquel, I can imagine that the mood must be very somber there right now.
Yeah, that's right. And the memorial is growing for the girls just right outside of Independence High School. That candlelight vigil is expected to start in about an hour to remember the classmates whose lives were lost. This tragedy really impacting the students and the community. Now, the girls were 2 15-year-olds who police say were close friends or possibly dating. Now, Glendale police are investigating, but they believe it was a murder-suicide, saying they found a suicide note by the scene. It happened here on campus yesterday morning. The sister of the victim has identified her to us as May Q, a sophomore at Independence High School. Now, an alum from the school organized tonight's vigil so that students and those affected could share their thoughts.
This is definitely an opportunity to come together and mourn a loss. You know, it was one of our children in our community. I think it's important to stick together as a community as a whole.
That vigil will begin here in about an hour, and people are slowly beginning to show up. But a lot of people are expected to show up to the candlelight vigil. Now, the school tells us that when school resumes on Tuesday, they will have grief counselors available for students and staff and faculty. Back to you.
Yeah, always good to have somebody there to listen. Raquel, thank you. Meanwhile, again, that memorial outside the school growing. Former students there stopping by all day long to pay their respects. Students say the victim was very well known.
She was really happy. She was a really happy girl, and she would hang out with all her friends like Rachel and them, and they were really cool together, and she was really nice, and it was weird.
And again, like Raquel said, counselors will be back at the school on Tuesday, thereafter the holiday weekend, to help any student who wants to grieve. We learned that May Q took part in the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life, the Glendale chapter posting this link on Facebook, urging its supporters to step up and make donations. And for some people, that's really part of the path to healing. We're sharing the GoFundMe account created by May's sister yesterday. More than $12,000 has already been raised to help pay for her funeral. Their goal, $20,000. There are still a lot of unanswered questions, obviously, about this story. It could be a while before we finally find out who pulled the trigger and where that gun came from. We are continuing to press investigators for more answers.